Welcome to a new episode of A Tribe Called. I am your host, Sharita Niles, also known as the Business Challenge Assassin. But for the sake of this radio show, I want to be known as your new business best friend. Welcome to the show that is all about creativity, connections, and community. In addition to being the host of this show, I am also founder and CEO of in.Connection Strategies, which is a creative solutions agency. My goal in my business is to help other small businesses accelerate their business through establishing and maintaining professional relationships. Simply put, I help you network better. I teach you how to network. I show you how to get the fear and the anxiety out of networking. And I use this show as a way to help highlight other people and create connections between who they are behind their brand, and you, the listener, so that they can accelerate their business. I am so excited today because I get to do something that I rarely do, which is talk about myself, talk about what I do. So, my first episode on this station, Total Entertainment Radio, I had the opportunity of giving a little bit of background of who I was on a personal level, but I didn't do a lot of talking about my business, my services, how you can find me. And I think that's important as I'm highlighting other people. I've also got to highlight myself. And I know as a business owner, as a person who teaches other people about promoting themselves, it is very, very difficult to do because you think about what other people want all the time instead of what you want or what you need. So today I'm giving myself a little bit of practice, and hopefully through me doing this demonstration, it will encourage you to do the same, to promote yourself more, to talk about yourself more, because confidence is awesome. Conceit is not, but conceit is a whole different thing. Promoting yourself is not conceit. That is confidence. That is showing others who you are. It is giving them an idea of who you are from your own point of view. Because if you don't believe in you, then how can you ever expect somebody else to believe in you? So that's what I'm doing today. Again, I am Sharita Niles, of course, the Business Challenge Assassin and CEO and founder of in.Connection Strategies. So, how do those things go together? I call myself the business strategist because I help other business owners solve problems. How do I do that? Well, all of my methods are rooted in establishing relationships, building your own community, building a tribe, creating a circle of allies to support you, your business, and your future endeavors. That is how you solve your problems. I'm a true believer that it's not what you know, it's who you know, and the timing that you find those individuals. So it's all about alignment. That is the key to getting everything done that you want to do in business and honestly, in life. The most successful people have great people in their circles. So if you are not building relationships with people, then you are doing yourself a great, great disservice. There was a quote that I read a long time ago. I don't remember where I saw it at, but I say it all the time. And it is: business is a series of relationships. If you think about it, that's exactly what doing business is. It is you building relationships with the people that you're going to sell to. If you have a product, the people that you have to buy from, to your suppliers, your vendors, your manufacturers, those are relationships. The individuals that are doing things like delivering for you or production for you, or whatever it is that you do, the people that you build relationships with for services that help you to be able to provide what you provide in a better manner, all of those things are relationships. So, without those relationships, you cannot have a successful business. If we are not building more relationships, if we find ourselves only in just the necessary for our business to operate, we do ourselves a disservice. As you build more relationships, you have more opportunities. So, yes, maybe you have a great vendor that's supplying something for you, but what would happen if you met someone who also was a supplier that did just a little bit more than what you already have, or can offer a little bit more of a service than what you already have? Is that a bad thing to have more than one? Is it a bad thing to have a backup plan? Is it a bad thing to have multiple places that you can get items? I don't think so. I don't think that that is a disservice. I think that is great because that means you can provide more to your customer base than what you initially established before. So, the mission behind my business is to get you establishing more relationships, to teach you the necessary steps to getting those relationships developed, and to teach you how to cultivate them so that they are not just transactional. It's not you just doing something for someone else or them doing something for you, but you in turn do things for one another, which is beneficial to not just your business, but also their business. So, how do I specifically help businesses? Well, through three ways. There is a educational component, so that would either be a webinar or a mini course. Sometimes it is publications like ebooks or a book that I am soon to be releasing. Also, I do demonstrations, so that could mean that I accompany individuals to events where they have the opportunity to build relationships, aka network with other people, or I do educational presentations in organizations and companies to teach their outreach individuals, their relationship builders, how to do what they are assigned to do in a different manner, in a more creative manner that makes it memorable and actually develops something long term with the individuals that they need to develop relationships with. And the last way is I create space and opportunities for small businesses. This is my favorite, all-time favorite one, is I love to create opportunities for small businesses to get to know one another, to build their own community, to build their own tribe. So I do that through online events and in-person events. And honestly, I feel like this show is a new space for that. It's another opportunity. That's what I plan to make each of these episodes about, ways that you can connect with someone new that maybe you would not have had the opportunity to connect with before, or ways that you can use some of the information presented, some of the tips that I give, some of the insight that I provide to enhance your ability to develop relationships. So, how did I come to a point of wanting to teach people about relationship building? I would say it began with my inability to connect for a while. And that was because I really thought that I didn't like people. So I didn't attempt to connect with them. I didn't want to, or at least I made myself believe that I didn't want to connect with people, when honestly what it was is I really wanted to be connected to them, but I didn't know how to do it correctly. The reason why I didn't know how to do it is because I had always been taught that I had to be quote unquote on. I had to have this epic performing speech or, elevator pitch that was going to wow everyone in the room. So I would approach these events and get high anxiety over, what is it that I'm going to say? What am I supposed to say? Is this going to sound correct? Is this going to be right? And I'd practice things and then I'd say stuff and I'd fumble over my words. And I get to a point where it would get me, my anxiety would get so bad that I would lose my voice or feel like that I just need to go and leave and really never make any great connections. Now, I would there would be people that would remember me probably because I sounded like a fool talking, all over the place. They know who I was. Maybe they had my business card. Maybe I had theirs. Maybe it was that we needed to work with one another at another time. But the truth is, the connection was not really established, it was more transactional. Once I took the time to truly evaluate what it is that I needed to do when I was in these environments and what I thought it was that people were expecting, I came to a point of realizing that these are just other people. They're looking for the same thing that I'm looking for. They're expecting pretty much the same thing that I'm expecting, which is to make some level of connection. It did not feel great to me to meet someone, get their business card, and for the sake of whatever company or organization I was working for, reach out just to ask them to do something when there was nothing in return for them. So I began to evaluate how to leverage what I had to offer to get what it is that I wanted from these organizations, the people that I was required to connect with. So I began to just evaluate those things, evaluate what it is I have, what it is that I want from them, what is it that they might be expecting from me. And that's how I would set up strategies to create the connection. Now, when I say strategy, that does not mean that I was being deceitful or manipulative. It means that I was looking for an end. What was the way that I could at least get their attention to be able to build on that connection with them? The interesting thing that I recognized was I didn't have to come up with a strategy at all. The time that I had the best outcome from being in a networking environment was when I was just myself. I went in to this event not expecting to get anything, just went because I did not know enough people, period. I had relocated to Indianapolis. I didn't know a lot of people just in general, as on a personal level or a business level. I knew that at some point I wanted to expand my business and be full time again. And I also knew the only way to do that was to get to know some individuals who knew this market, who were already here, who were already doing what it is that I wanted to do. So I found myself signing up for different events throughout the city, and I happened to go to one that it was early during the day. It was before it was time for me to start working, and it actually had to do with what I was doing for my job. So it was actually twofold. I went in with no expectations. Walked in, made myself a cup of coffee because that's what I was invited to do. A woman greeted me at the door, and as I turned to go and talk to her again, I asked if she was the person in charge of the event. And she told me, no, I'm just here to attend the event just like you, which made me feel a lot more comfortable. I didn't know if that was something that they normally did, but that's what happened in that situation. After that, we began to have a conversation. We talked, we discussed what we each did, who we worked for, what we were there for, or how we ended up there. And the conversation just turned into us exchanging information and sitting at the same table. And as time went on throughout the event, which was very informal, they did a great job of making everybody feel comfortable. There were presentations, but her and I seemed to together go and meet other people. Neither of us knew anyone there, but because someone greeted me, someone was human in the situation, it helped me to feel more comfortable. And that's when I realized that's what's always missing when you go into those environments, is you don't have the opportunity to remove the anxiety and let people know that they don't have to be on. They don't have to have the greatest pitch. They actually don't have to pitch in those environments. You're just going to meet people and see who might be beneficial, if someone is even beneficial. Attending that one event changed the dynamic of my business almost completely because I recognized that what I was not doing was exactly what I needed to start helping other people do. What I was able to accomplish in that short amount of time was something that I recognized that people had struggled with all the time. They struggle with, how do I articulate what it is that I do? How do I tell other people what my business is, or what the responsibilities are for me as a representative of this company? So I set out to not just solve problems, but show people how the two are linked, how solving problems and knowing the right people in the right environments go together and are the answer to everything that you need to do. So, if you are a small business and you are looking for an opportunity to enhance your relationship building skills, I'm your person. I am the person to help you to get where you need to be. If you are a organization or a business that has a team of people that are responsible for building relationships, I'm also your person. Allow me to come virtually or in person and help your team get in line, get in alignment with the right people. I can show you how to find the people you're looking for. I can instruct you on how to build those relationships correctly. Or if you're just a person who may be thinking about a small business or starting one and you want the opportunity to connect with some other small businesses, then get into one of my events that I host online or in person. The best way to do that is to connect with me, number one, through my website, which is www.in-connection, CONNECTION dash strategies, STRATEGIES.com. Go to my website, in.connectionstrategies.com, and go to contact us and send me a message about what it is that you are looking for, and I will get with you. We'll schedule some time to talk. If you would like to follow me on social media, I am on Facebook as well as Instagram at in strategies. That's all one word. On LinkedIn, you can find me at Sharita Niles or SC Niles or in Connection Strategies. All three of those should pull my name up. Either way, I believe I'm like the only Sharita Niles on there. But if not, I'm definitely the only in Connection Strategies on there. So connect with me either way, or join my tribe. I also have a Facebook group, which is titled the same as this radio show. It is A Tribe Called. This is a group of people that I have brought together to do exactly what I said, to build connections with one another, to become one another's tribe, community, support, allies. We help each other all the time. This is a test market. We don't advertise in there as far as trying to sell things to one another, but we talk, we work through issues, we ask questions, we present things to one another so that we can get feedback and critique, and it's a safe space. So if you are looking for a place that you can do that, you can kind of build something, you can ask some questions from people of all different levels of business, that's your place. Send me a request on Facebook and I can gladly add you to the group, because it is a private group. It is not open to everyone. We want to make it continue to be a safe space, but because you are one of our listeners, I will gladly allow you in. All right, let's take a quick break. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. I thank you for continuing to hang in there with me. I wanted to also give some background about this show. The name of the show, of course, is A Tribe Called, and you probably wonder, like, where that name came from. What does that mean? How did that come about when her business is called In Connection Strategies? Well, number one, I'm a creative, so nothing stays the same. It's always going to be a little bit different when it comes from me. That's just who I am. I am quirky, different, unique, whatever words you want to use, I'm okay with them because I like being that person. The reason why I came up with that name was when the opportunity was presented to me to have a show. it was a little bit different because it was not something that I ever imagined that I would be doing. It was very far from what I thought that I would be doing. However, I was told several times I should have a podcast, I should be talking more because that is where, people get the most out of what it is that I do. They get to hear my greatness when I speak over when I'm writing something or when I'm posting something or things like that. So I just followed the wave. The opportunity was given. I was a little bit on the fence at first, and then after a couple of days of thinking about it, it was a no-brainer. This is what I need to do. The opportunity is here. Who's to say you will ever get this opportunity again? Take it. Take the opportunity, see what you can do with it. And I am absolutely grateful to Total Entertainment Radio for giving me this opportunity. A Tribe Called is representative, again, of the Facebook group that I have, which originally had a different name. But when I decided to name the show this, I also changed the name of the group to that because I believe that it is very fitting. For me, A Tribe Called is a group of people who have been called to do something great. Now, I believe each and every one of us have been called to do something great. Only you know what that something is. It's that thing that you are passionate about. It's that thing that keeps you from sleeping at night. It's that thing that makes you journal or take notes all of the time. It's that thing that you find yourself talking about often. And maybe you haven't taken the opportunity to, cultivate it or unpack it, or maybe you have, but either way, that's the thing that you were called to do. And because you were called to do that thing, there are people that are assigned to be supportive of that as well as to follow you for it. Like there's a group of people that is waiting for you to emerge as that person with that calling so that they can move forward in their lives. So for me, I think of it as long as I am holding back what it is that I am supposed to do, then I am preventing those people who were called to follow me from doing what they're supposed to do. That is not a good feeling for me. I don't like to hold people back. I'm actually a person that loves to pour into other people. So that thought pushes me forward more than it just being for myself. I'm not going to say I'm 100% selfless because I've learned that I need to care about myself just as much as I care about other people, or even that the more. However, I love pouring into other people. So I use this opportunity and platform to do that. I want to use my ability with this show to highlight exceptional individuals who are doing extraordinary things. Now, I'm sure that sounds really that's broad, and most people won't think of themselves as being exceptional or doing anything extraordinary, but they actually are. If you are doing something that is beneficial to someone else, that is building up someone else, empowering someone else, or some group of people, if you're running an organization, if you are heading a business that is solving a problem that is helping the culture or helping the community, you are definitely doing something extraordinary. Now, we are modest and we don't believe that, just like we don't like to talk about ourselves. However, as I come across these individuals, and some of them are already in my circle, and this is my opportunity to pay them back for what they've done to help me, or to highlight them because they have been so supportive of me or they have poured into me. This is an opportunity to say, hey, this gives you a chance to, I want to give you a chance to tell other people about how great you are. You get to tell other people about what it is that you're doing, how you are building, how you are extending legacy and building legacy. You're building community equity, how you are helping other people through whatever it is that you do. That is what this show is based on. But even the more, this show is really about the people behind those brands, those businesses, those organizations. So we're not focusing so much on the work that they do in their business or organization or for their cause. We're focusing on who they are as the person. I'm a firm believer that connections are built between people over products and services. There are millions of products and services in the world, and we could choose from any of those, but there is something that makes us choose the specific things that we do choose. There is something that makes us spend money with one business or platform that we don't with another. Sometimes it's the experience, sometimes it's by referral, and sometimes it's by pure connection. I want to create an opportunity to develop connection between you, the listener, and the people that I am highlighting. And the way that I want to do that is I want them to tell you a bit about who they are and how they came to the point of doing whatever it is that they've done. Maybe you will connect with them because of something, some personal story, maybe because of something that it has happened to them in their lives, maybe because of the process that they've gone through to get to that. There will be something that's going to connect someone to them or connect you to something that they do because of that. And that is what I think is most important. That is how you organically grow your business. That's how it goes from someone just doing business with you or buying your product or taking advantage of your service to someone also buying your product, taking advantage of your service, and bringing other people to you. That's what community does. Community will refer you to other people. Your tribe will refer you to people that they know that need what you offer. Your tribe will highlight you, they will support you, they will promote you in a way that social media cannot do. Having relationships is like the key to your success. Relationships, networking can get you into doors that nothing else can do at points. No degree, no status, level of financial status can get you into some doors that just simply knowing the right people at the right time can open those doors for you. So I want to open that door. I want to be the door that says, here are great individuals that you should know. Here are great individuals that are doing things in the community. Here are great individuals that are doing things for, the small business community, the African American community, the women's community, the men's community, whatever the situation is. I want to open those doors so that you can see these individuals or at least hear these individuals, and understand what it is that they do, why they do it, build a level of connection, and hopefully it is beneficial to you as well as to them. So, why do I want to do this? Well, I have come to a point of understanding that at some point we stopped being human when it comes to business. We have gotten so rigid that we focus on our expectations for a person's business or for a business in general over the fact that the business is run by another human being, by another person who is subject to the same mistakes that we can make, who is subject to the same emotions that we experience, who is subject to some of the same triumphs and trials that we experience. However, when it comes to business, we seem to forget those things. So we analyze how people do, how someone does something, the actions that they take when they are doing it, and we are very critical of that, and we forget that that could easily be us. And that is the reason why so many people have anxiety when it comes to building relationships or networking. They forget to be who they really are. A tribe call is all about those individuals who are ready to, if they're not already showing who they are authentically, who their genuine personality is, who they have been on the inside and maybe shielding from other people because they weren't sure that it was going to be accepted. Or for those who are showing it, those who have maybe been rejected because people see them as being, oh, they're different, they're weird, they're quirky. That would be me. Like, I've experienced that a lot where some people shy away from me. They really want to know who I am, but they don't know how to connect with me because they probably have some of the same characteristics inside of them. I am at a point in my life when that does not matter to me. If someone is not interested in who I am or they are rejecting who I am genuinely, then they're not meant to be in my circle. They're not my people. And I recognize that there are people that are going to be for me, but not everyone is going to be for me. And I want to highlight those people who maybe they have something great and they've been shielding it because they fear the rejection from other people, or they just don't know how to allow themselves to be who they actually are. This will be their safe space to do that, to be that person, but at the same time, allow people to see them, or sorry, to hear them and to connect with them. Listening to this show is going to offer you opportunities to hear authentic individuals bringing greatness to the world. I think we have so many opportunities to hear negative stuff and to highlight negative things, and I want to highlight the good things. So that's what you will hear. You will hear genuine conversations, authentic conversations. I'll ask questions that probably in would seem off the wall compared to what maybe some other business shows may do or say, but that's what will make this show stand out. That's what will be different. And if you find that it's not everything that you're looking for, I would say that's okay. I'm not going to tell you not to listen. What I'm going to say is you should still listen. You might find a few gems in here that could be beneficial to you. Just because something is a little bit different than what you're used to doesn't mean that it can't offer you anything. I'm a person who is a life learner. So any opportunity that I have to learn something, I take it. There are times that I have participated in events, I've participated in programs and things like that because I never know what might be presented in those situations. And if I find that it's something that, oh, I've heard this before, but have I ever heard it from that person? Have I ever experienced it from this presenter? That presenter is going to bring in something of their own characteristic, their own personality that just may spark something different in me that maybe the last person that I heard it from didn't do. So I just encourage you to listen in and see if there may be something here for you. If nothing else, I plan to make sure that you get a little bit of a laugh or a chuckle out of it. I'm a person of humor. I love to laugh. I love to smile. I love to bring joy to other people. So we're going to do a little bit of that. We're going to have some of that. We're going to have a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of laughing, a lot of joking, a lot of sarcasm and humor because that's who I am as a person. I want to bring that out of other people and give people just something a little different. This is talk radio. You don't want to just hear me just talk about business terms and maybe you do. Maybe that's what you want. Unfortunately, that's not what you're going to get here. You are going to get a different side of business, a different position because I want to highlight the good. I want to give you an opportunity to get some inside details, some inner things so that you honestly feel like the people that I'm introducing you to could be your friend. Those are the best relationships when you meet someone and immediately it feels like they could be your friend, like you've known them for years. Those are people that I find myself remaining connected to for a extremely actually everybody I've ever had that experience with, I'm still connected to them. It's very difficult to break away from someone that you have felt like maybe you've known for a very short time, but it feels like you've known them for an eternity. Those are well aligned connections, whether they are in your business life or your personal life. And to be honest, even when I have made those connections in my business life, those individuals eventually begin to cross over into my personal life. I value that so much because good people that you can keep around and have them know some of your inside information, your background stuff, those are people that you want to keep around because you never know where you may need that level of support. That same support that they give you in business can transfer over into your personal life. So I appreciate those so much. I appreciate every connection that I make, but those connections are the ones that I definitely put high value on. So that's what you can expect from a tribe call. I hope that you are just as excited as I am to hear more, to learn about some new individuals, to get introduced to some new individuals. And I like feedback. So if you feel inclined to follow me on social media, again, I am at in dot connection strategies, all one word. That's on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find me at In Connection Strategies on LinkedIn or Sharita Niles, either one. Or my website is www.in-connection, CONNECTION strategies, STRATEGIES.com, and give me some feedback. Tell me what type of people you would like to hear on the show. Tell me if maybe you would like to be interviewed on the show. Would you want to come and tell your backstory? Tell people how you got to your position, your brand, your business. I'd love to have a chat with you about it. Tell me some things that you want to learn about as far as networking and relationship building. I love feedback. I love to hear from the people, because how do you better present things to people unless they tell you what it is that they want or they need? And if you join my tribe, I put questions out there all the time, and sometimes those questions will become discussion topics on the show. I am looking forward to getting more opportunities to talk with more individuals. So if you have been thinking about how can I better promote what it is that I do, this is the moment you have been waiting for. This is your opportunity to have a conversation with me and see if this is something that can happen. You may be the next person on a tribe called. You may be the next business highlighted where other people can create connections with you. Well, that has been our time today. I am so appreciative to every single person that has tuned in today. It is my hope that I have maybe sparked something, some level of interest in you. I hope that you will tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to listen in. This show airs every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I usually create some type of advertisement about who the next person will be on the show on my social media. So if you're one of those people that like to be in the know and know beforehand, that's a great place to find that information. And if you're in the tribe, you get a little bit of inside track to what we're going to be talking about and who may be on the show. So I look forward to getting to know some of you as you follow me and you decide to join the tribe. But if not, I am grateful that you just tune in and listen to us. That is the show for today. I can't wait for the next one. Until then, peace.